filling the sales pipeline via LinkedIn. In the optimal case, generating leads below market price as an IT company. And of course, without hopefully wasting money and attracting low quality leads. I will share 3 steps with you that we do for ourselves, that we do for our clients. And I will also show you a couple of practical examples that you can then apply for yourself in a similar way. And I hope that will be quite valuable for you. Little reality check to kick the entire thing off. I'm assuming that most of you are in the technical B2B space, technical B2B industries, which should be the case for most of the IT companies. And what's usually being done there in terms of filling the sales pipelines is, for example, sending out masses of cold emails to potential clients, or sending cold messages on LinkedIn to potential buyers, personas in the companies that you would like to target. Also, cold calling, very, very common, as probably most of you know, in the B2B spaces. And also many of the IT companies are quite dependent on recommendations from former clients or on their personal networks, etc. All of that is either not that scalable or not really highly appreciated by people receiving cold messages, cold calls, cold LinkedIn messages, etc. So I would like to show you another way today, which consists of a combination of performance marketing and content marketing. You will know how the 3 steps work in a minute. This is Verena. She's one of our account managers at LinkedIn, and in a call with her lately, she said, "Hey, Michael, at some point you have to tell me your secret of how you manage to get such a low cost of lead for your clients." And this is exactly the kind of secret that I would like to dive in with you today, to share with you and to show you some examples and also templates and frameworks how you can manage to do that for yourself. So the goal for today is to get really some clarity on the 3 steps of how to consistently generate leads from your exact target group, and then systematically lead them into a conversation and a sales process. Yeah, so we are covering the entire marketing side of it today, and this is something, that needs to be very clear to everyone in the entire B2B, especially complex and technical, long sales cycle B2B world. The way it maybe worked 5 or 10 years ago in the online marketing world, you just publish a ad on some platform, and then you lead the traffic to your website, and people sign up or book a call or book a demo or whatever. That way doesn't work today anymore. Rather, the sales cycles and also the numbers and the routes of touch points are more complex. Yeah, and the task for all of us is to be visible during the entire buyer's journey of our potential clients, to be visible to them again and again and again, so they can build trust and demand for us. There's this big buzzword of demand generation in the entire B2B space. I'm not a huge fan of saying all of us need to do demand generation only. I'm also a fan of still doing lead generation. You will see in a minute how I would implement that into a demand generation framework. But this is basically the reality that we need to face, and what will be the basis for the framework that we're going to talk about today. This is the goal, right? Marketing and sales are kind of in love with each other, because suddenly marketing delivers high quality leads to sales. that sales can really work with, people out of the exact target group, personas in the exact companies that you can help with your services, with your products, etc., which already build up a certain trust and demand and relationship with you as their potential supplier, right? That's what we want to achieve. So that's what we're going to cover in our 3 steps. First of all, I would like to show you how you can reach around 1,000 decision makers per day, exact decision makers in your exact target groups, and influence their purchasing decisions, based on LinkedIn in this case here. And step number 2, I would like to show you how you can do lead generation on LinkedIn as well for just 1/10 of the market price using LinkedIn advertising. I will share some practical tips and tricks and examples with you, how to do lead generation way cheaper and on a way higher lead quality. And then I will also, in the 3rd step, show you a very, very nice kind of hidden lever that you can make use of on LinkedIn that nearly no one uses, but could lead to really good sales opportunities right away, especially if you combine it with step 2, the lead generation. And then, as said, we will have the live Q&A afterwards. So feel free to put all of your questions into the chat along the way. Just a couple of words about myself, why I can talk about stuff like that. I've built up my own IT and tech and software companies in the past. Then we got acquired by Daimler, which is Mercedes-Benz basically, in 2017. And this is my partner, Paula. Paula and I, we are now doing B2B tech IT software marketing out of Vienna. This is part of our team. And this is basically what we do every day nowadays. So here you see a couple of clients that we work with. Most of them are tech IT software companies in the deep world of B2B. And that's what actually my passion is and what we're doing each and every day. What we want to achieve with your marketing funnel that we are going to build today is these ripe bananas. We want to have ripe bananas in the form of potential clients, people out of your exact target group that already build trust and relationship and demand for you as their supplier, for your product, for the people within your company, and that more or less knock at your door and say, hey, I already know you, I already trust you. Let's have a chat. Let's see how you can help us. These are the ripe bananas. Unfortunately, we won't get them right away. So we first need to collect the green bananas, let them get yellow, and then afterwards we will have the ripe bananas. As you have it in the supermarket, you go to the supermarket, you already take the green bananas home, and then you let them ripe at home. And this is exactly what we are going to do with our 3-step marketing funnel that we're going to build. So in the first step, here's now our little framework that we are going to use today. The first step, we are going to collect the green bananas. This is in the awareness phase. You will see in a minute how that works. And then afterwards, we will do lead generation. This is the second phase, the lead generation phase. And then there will be the conversion phase where we have the right bananas jump into a demo call or an appointment or a sales call or whatever your process is with you. So first step, awareness phase. These kind of building blocks are the ones that we're going to build. I won't dive deep into all of them today, but I will highlight the most important ones for you and the ones that you can then also apply for yourself right away. Step number 1, our green bananas. Step number 1, how to reach around 1,000 decision makers per day of your exact target audience and influence their purchasing decisions also on the decision maker level within the companies. Yes, we're using LinkedIn ads. Here's Gary V, who has that nice little quote. If you're not running LinkedIn ads for a business right now, you're making a massive mistake. I can promise you where LinkedIn is right now with ads and creative is the most reminiscent of what I saw with Facebook in 2013. It's a huge arbitrage. It's a huge arbitrage. And that's exactly what we want to make use of. This huge arbitrage, this underpriced attention, because if you know how to use LinkedIn ads properly, you can reach your exact target audience like on no other platform. Yeah, no Facebook ads, no Insta, no Google, no YouTube, no whatever. LinkedIn has the ability for you to target your exact audience very, very, very precisely. And that's what we're going to make use of. So in the first step, here in the awareness phase, we will make use of expert postings. You will see them right in a minute. Expert postings combined with the so-called ads format of thought leader ads. Yeah, thought leader ads are like a pretty new ad format. I would say 2 or 3 years old on the LinkedIn platform. They are different from classic awareness ads. You will see some examples here. This is an example of an expert posting. One of our clients, Thomas here, he's a matcha tea distributor, basically, to companies such as, for example, huge food and beverage companies, Starbucks, McDonald's, etc. And he has these kind of expert postings, thought leader postings on his platform. And then in the next step, you can go and take the postings from his personal profile. It's not from the company profile, but from his personal profile, and then promote them. This is what you see here then, the little promoted by Aya. This is his company. Promote them from the company ads account, basically, to the exact target group. And this is the magic behind it. Normally, if you post on LinkedIn, there are huge, there might be huge numbers of views and impressions and so on, but most of them are not your exact target group. And here you can make sure that after promoting his post, which already did pretty well organically, after promoting it into his exact target group, every day his exact clients and personas in the companies that he would like to reach will see his posting. Yeah, it's kind of an insider tip for personal brands, corporate influencers, also of course the owners of companies. So if you're a small mid-sized company, this is a very, very nice way for you to also be visible with your person and your face first in your target group, and then later on build the bridge to your company account. You will see how that works in a minute. Yeah, but there's still not that many companies making use of the format of the thought leader ads. It's basically the perfect combination of organic thought leader expert content and paid advertising. And at around $50 to $100 at a CPM, let's say CPM of $100. In Europe, it's a little cheaper. Around 1,000 exact target customers will see your posts every day, each and every day. Yeah, you spend like $50 or $100 per day, and then 1,000 of your exact target group will see the posting. And the magic part of it is they won't only see your posting, but of course they will also land in your retargeting net, right? So the algorithm will catch them, put them into your retargeting bucket, and then we can make use of these retargeting target group later on in the next steps of our funnel, where we will then build the bridge to the company account. Here I brought you a little example. It's in German right now, but you will get the point. We have, these are all these kind of thought leader ads. And you see here you have click-through rates of 12% all of the entire campaign. And there are click-through rates at around 17-20% for the best postings / ads. And that's enormous, right? So if you're doing LinkedIn advertising already, normally you would strive for a CTR of better than 1% or something. And within these thought leader ads, you have up to 20% and sometimes even more. Then you have cost per clicks at a very, very low level at around 20 cents or something. Yes, in the US, it's a little more expensive than over here in Europe, but still it's a very, very good arbitrage, underpriced attention as we saw from Gary Vee before, right? And you can also see what kind of people you reach here. This is now out of our campaign. This basically, that's the owner. Here's the CEO. That's the founder, and so on, right? So you will have the highest levels that you can target with these kinds of advertising. That's the first step, right? The first step, you will get visible within your target group. You will start to build up trust and relationship with them from the personal account of a human being, of a face out of your company. Yeah, the psychology behind it is that obviously us humans trust faces more than some anonymous logos. But now in the second step, where we let the bananas get riper and riper, of course, we also want to build the bridge to the company account. We don't want to get famous as persons. It's a very, very nice first entry point, but obviously we want to fill the sales pipeline for our company. That's the entire goal of it. So now in the second step, we make use of something which is called the mere exposure effect. I'm sure many of you know it. Yeah, very basically said, the more often we perceive a person or a brand, the more positively we evaluate them. Yes. And that's exactly what we're going to use now here in the second step and also in the third step out of our funnel. We are going for the lead generation phase of it. And here in the lead generation phase, we take the reach and the visibility, and as said before, also the retargeting audience that the algorithm already collected for us, all the people out of your target group that already read your expert postings, that read your thought leader ads, and then we go for lead generation ads, which now come from the company profile. So here we build the bridge to the company and offer them a very, very, very excellent piece of content called lead magnet, as probably most of you know, that we offer them in exchange for their valuable contact data. Yeah, so the people will land in your CRM as green, yellowish bananas. Yeah, they won't knock at your door the next day and say, hey, I would like to buy now. That doesn't happen. But in order to get the bananas more and more ripe, we will then, of course, make use of very systemized content email marketing. Yeah, very, very excellent content in these emails. No pure sales emails with some sales letters that no one wants to read. No, here it's really about deep content on a very high level around the topic that the people signed up for. Yeah, you will measure up here in the awareness phase. You will also measure what is the messaging winkle that resonates the most within your target group. And then, of course, you will send very, very, very excellent content to them, covering those topics that you measured that work very well in your target group. And then also for most of the B2B companies, webinars, online events, I mean, you see it here right now, are still a very, very valid way in order to make use of the mere exposure effect, because you will spend 1 hour with a person and you will listen to them. You will build up relationship, trust, demand, etc. And then after a webinar, the likelihood is way, way, way more or way higher to then also generate talks, conversations, sales calls, demo calls, etc. Right? Let's now dive into these building blocks. Yeah, the lead generation ads. I will show you some nice examples on how you can do it below market price, and also the lead magnet we will cover briefly in the emails and webinars. So step number 2, how to generate leads for just 1/10 of the market price using LinkedIn advertising. Why do we actually do that? Why don't we go and just make use of advertising or demand generation only, as they say? Because a contact list is what saves every company in every situation. Yeah, it's the softest pillow that we can have. That's why we want to build up our own audience ownership in our own CRM, our own email list, our own contact data, because we don't want to be dependent on LinkedIn or Google or Facebook or whoever. We want to have our own contact list. That's why we're going to do lead generation and build up the contact list in our CRM. And here's some tips how you can do that on a very good lead quality out of your exact target group below market price. This is an advertising that we are doing for Synopsys, for example. It's an automotive testing software in this case, and you've seen them before, right? The classic lead generation ads on LinkedIn. Once you click on download, that lead gen form opens, and what I can recommend you to do here is, here's this checklist as a lead magnet being offered to the engineers in this case here. Yeah, the target group here are the software and IT engineers, and you have your email address, first name, last name here, and what you see here is the LinkedIn profile URL. You can set this up in the LinkedIn ads account. You need to do that manually. You can tick that checkbox basically, that the LinkedIn profile URL of the leads that you're going to generate will automatically be inserted here in your in the lead gen forms that your potential leads see, and then they will send it to you. I will keep that in mind, because I will show you in the third step how you can make use of that and what little lever you can pull here. Yeah, but generally, don't ask for too much. Yeah, don't ask for phone number here already and stuff like that. No one wants to give their phone number and wants to be called 5 minutes after sending their data here. No, here it's still about collecting the green and maybe yellowish bananas into your CRM, because then afterwards you will do nurturing, you will do demand generation, and you will get their phone number and everything early enough. We are not yet with the ripe bananas here, but use that little trick here to collect their profile URL automatically. Set this up in your account. You will see in the third step why. What kind of creatives, images, and copywriting, the texts, the wordings in the ads should you use in order to really nail it and be able to do lead generation below market price? I've brought you 4 different creative formats, variants that we use a lot, and that usually do have very, very good cost per lead at a high lead quality. Number 1 is memes. Yeah, here, for example, you see a couple of them. This one is in English, the rest is in German. And what do memes actually do? I'm not talking about this like viral mass meme pictures on the internet. I wouldn't recommend you to use those. Go and build your own meme psychologies. Yeah? What is a meme psychology actually? Memes basically show the mirror to your potential clients and show them a situation out of their daily work lives that they know from their company. And then they are like, ah, yeah, true, right. That's pretty similar to how we experience it over here in our company each and every day, right? Here, this is, for example, a nice example, your self-development automotive testing tool, and then this ISO comes into the game, right? That works pretty well because especially in our, or even in our long sales cycle, high premium B2B target groups, people then start to engage with your ads, right? And that's what you want to achieve, because then it gets cheaper for you to reach even more people out of your exact target group, because the algorithm learns that your content, your creatives, your advertising, your expert content is of relevance for your target audience. Another little ad format or creative format that I would like to share with you is the comic format. Yes, and comic does especially work in our high premium long sales cycle B2B companies, because usually all the other advertisers only show them highly polished stock images in their advertising, which is highly boring to them. Yeah, they just will scroll over it and won't even recognize it. But if you make use of, again, some kind of a meme psychology and then build it into such a comic style, creative, that not only drives the engagement of your ad, it also drives the dwell time. Yeah, people will stay on your ad. They will read it. They will have a little laugh. They will maybe comment. They will share it with co-workers if it's a situation that they know out of your companies. Works really, really well. I'm going to show you some statistics right away. The third one that you can make use of is infographics. Yeah, really deep stuff. Also hand-drawn, works pretty well. Out of the industry, out of the daily work that they are doing, etc. Right. Also here you can maybe show something that's worth to comment on. Yeah. Maybe there are different opinions on what you're showing in your infographic. And that then also drives engagement and dwell time, and that leads to the algorithm knowing that you do have relevant stuff to show to your exact target audience. The fourth one, just billboards. Very, very easy, but highly effective, still highly effective. I mean, you see here, for example, IT target group, 9 o'clock, go live, 9:08, server down, right? And then with the right copywriting in place, I will give you some copywriting tricks in a minute. That can work very well, also drive engagement, shares, etc. These are kind of creatives which are not that usual, that our highly premium target groups usually don't see that much in their feeds, and that's kind of refreshing to them, right? When it comes to copywriting in the ads, I do have basically this one very big recommendation of making use of the slang of your target audience. No polished wordings, no polished messages that they hear and see and read each and every day. Just make use of your target audience's slang that they would use in the bar after the fifth beer. Yeah, just imagine 5 of your target audience personas are sitting together, and of course they are using terms of their expertise, right? That only they or colleagues of them would understand. Yes, they do use these kind of expertise terms, but they speak in a normal manner within their slang of their expertise of the industry, basically. And then what you will always communicate in your copywriting is the transition from the rainy situation to the sunny situation. Yeah, grab them with the rain situation that they are currently in, expressed in their slang after the 5th beer in the bar when no one else listens, and then show them how you can help them to reach the sunny situation. And that's basically it. That's the basic psychology of copyright. Here's some help for you in order to articulate the rainy and the sunny situation. You can make use of the or you can basically detect or discover some of the rainy situations when you make use of this little sentence here. I have the feeling that, and then describe the symptom from the eyes of your target audience. I have the feeling that. Collect 10, 20, 30 out of them. Yeah, how they would describe the symptom in their slang of that audience. Yeah? I have the feeling that. And then when it comes to the sunny situation, you can make use of the sentence, I can tell that I'm making progress by the fact that, and then here you describe specific situations, or you let them describe that, right? I can tell that I'm making progress by the fact that, and then specific situations. That's always very, very important in copywriting. Don't use words like efficient, effective, sustainable, successful, digitalization, transformation, to the next level, and all the stuff that you see in other ads all day long. We are kind of blind for that. Just use the symptoms and the specific situations in their exact wordings, how they would describe it to us, to their families, to colleagues, etc. And then here a little practical example of that. You see here we had in this advertising, this is an Asana partner here, Bridgeflow, client of us. They here we just had this this little infographic, yeah. And you see here there are a lot of reactions below that ad, and the cost per lead in that case was €7.42, which is, I mean, probably some of you already tried or are using lead generation campaigns on LinkedIn. You could tell that below €7 or below 10 euros or dollars is very, very low. Of course, we don't achieve that with all our clients, obviously. But here, 3 months of this campaign, they generated around 552 leads at a price point of 7 to 8 euros per lead. That's still, of course, green, yellowish bananas. They're not yet ready to buy the next day. In order to achieve that, there's a little more work needed, but you see what can happen here. And you can also see below that advertising, there are a lot of comments, people telling, hey, that's true, our daily situation, they are tagging colleagues and so on. And that's what you want to reach. That's what you want to achieve with your ads. And then you can achieve very, very low cost per leads. By the way, I think we will send out the slides after the webinar, and I've put together an entire LinkedIn ads guide for you. You can then just click here on that button in the slide, and then you will see this LinkedIn ad guide immediately. So there are a lot more tips and tricks how to set up your lead gen campaigns in this guide. You can just click here and download it there. How would you do your lead magnet? Basically, yes, the simple PDF with excellent content around a topic that is highly relevant for your target audience is still working very well, right? Yes, you can do also lead magnets such as little trainings or video series or whatever, but the PDF still works very well. The devil's in the details. Keep your PDF and the content very snackable. You see here, this is a PDF that we actually have done for ourselves. very good tips in here, like easy and quick to implement, very, very snackable, no 30 pages of small texts, no, very attractive to potential clients, right? Who are in that game and who want to have a guide in this case here. Don't go and call it white paper or report or something. Yeah, you know that most of them out there do that. They publish a white paper, they publish an industry report or whatever. But here again, be different. Better call it something like checklist, like a manual, like a step-by-step guide. You can also do self-test or self-assessment, which we had some very nice experiences with lately. Yeah, and of course that needs to match to your to the content within the PDF, but be different and don't go for a white paper or report, because that's what everyone does, and this again will then lead to cheaper and better leads on the second phase, the lead generation phase for you. All right, now we collected our leads. We do have contact data of the right people for our target audience in our CRM. Yes, they are green, yellowish bananas. Now we want to build more relationship, trust, demand within our contact data or our contacts that we generated, and we want to create the ripe bananas out of that. As said before, of course, within the entire space of systemized content marketing, you will not only distribute the lead magnet, you will also do email marketing. By the way, you can recycle the content that you created for your PDF, for your lead magnet. You can recycle that in the emails that you send as follow-up emails, but always, as said before, deliver high quality content, which is really interesting, valuable, and relevant for your clients. Also do webinars, yeah, for the basically covering the exact same topics that people signed up for. Yeah, once you collected the contact data with a certain topic here in the lead magnet and lead generation phase, you will send them emails around that topic. And once you offer a webinar about the same topic, then you will see that that show up or opt-in rates, show up rates, retention rates, and so on will be very, very high. And then also conversion rates after the webinar into a demo call will also be on a pretty high level. In the third step now, I would like to dive into this little lever here, because after generating the contact data from your leads, of course, you can now then also go and connect with them on LinkedIn itself. I will show you a little technique how to do that. Just to mention it, of course, here after your bananas are not green anymore, they already built up some relationship, trust, and demand for you and your products and the people within your companies. Then, of course, it's also a pretty good moment to go for telesales, to call them, to do some opening calls. And here you will see that it's not a cold calling anymore. The conversations are usually very warm and open here, a little more down here in the funnel, right? And also, just to mention it, what you will also do here, bottom of funnel, of course, is making use of remarketing ads. Whilst you used LinkedIn ads up here, top of funnel only, as said before, because you do have the very, very precise targeting of the LinkedIn platform up here, which is a nice thing for the lead quality that you collect. Here, down here, bottom of funnel, you can then retarget and do remarketing to all of these contacts that you collected up here on all the other platforms as well, right? So down here, bottom of funnel, in the remarketing, you don't need to make use of LinkedIn only. Here you can do Google remarketing, Google display, YouTube, Google brand search. You can do remarketing on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok if you like, whatever. Because you already collected the precise audience up here, top of funnel, and then you remarket it all over the entire internet. That's the playbook here, bottom of funnel. But let's now dive into this lever here, LinkedIn connection direct messaging. This is our little step 3 out of 3 that you can make use of in order to create sales opportunities, even faster. After someone signed up for your lead magnet as a lead, you can make use of doing some outreach on LinkedIn with a so-called shoe salesman message. Why is it called shoe salesman message? You probably still know these situations when you walk into a shoe store and then there will be the salesman in the shoe store and says, hey, can I help you with finding the right shoe for you? And you are like, no, thanks. I'm just looking around and see what you got here for me. And then the shoe salesman answers, yeah, no worries. Once you need help with finding the right shoe, just let me know. I will be over there and you will find me over there. And that's exactly the message that you can send to people who signed up for your lead magnet. Yeah, I will show you a practical example in a minute, but basically you tell them, hey, once you need help with your topic, with what they signed up for with you, just let me know. I'll be here and happy to help. And then the conversations usually are very, very open, very warm, and you will get into a proper conversation with at least some of your leads that you generated before, and you can go into direct personal conversations, calls, etc. with them. There's also a message framework. It's called the 5 message framework, which basically consists out of 5 messages that you can then jump into with the leads. And the goal is, and it works pretty well actually, within 5 very short LinkedIn messages, you can generate very, very good and open calls with your potential clients out of opening the entire thing with the shoe salesman message. So here we will see a practical example. And here the lead gen form comes into the game again that we saw in the second step. And I told you, hey, make use of this LinkedIn profile URL and check the check mark that it will be collected automatically, because what you can now do is, in this case here, Sabine signs up, and I can then, after she signs up for my lead magnet, she lands in my CRM, I can then easily click on that link and land on her LinkedIn profile. Yeah, so I see who she exactly is, what her role is, what company she works for, etc. And then, of course, I can go and send her a connection request with the shoe salesman message, and she replies, and then I go into the 5 messaging framework in order to book a call with her. This is now an example. This guy here is Frank. Oops, this guy is Frank, who downloaded our LinkedIn ads guide. And this is basically the shoe salesman message here. If you ever have any questions about LinkedIn ads, you know where to find me. That's it, right? And then he replies, hey, many thanks, compliments for this context. Otherwise, when you look at something like this, you always have to block the appointment. I'll keep that in mind. Best regards. And this is now for me the kickoff to go into the 5 messaging framework. And then the likelihood increases a lot to get into a sales call way earlier. So go and try that out with the leads that you generated. It's really a nice additional lever to pull. Yeah, and by doing that, we now have this this funnel here that after building up runs in the background. Of course, you need to create new ads from time to time, but generally that's a framework, that's a system. After building this entire thing, it nearly automatically fills your pipeline each and every day with prospects, with people out of your exact target group that haven't heard of you and your company and your products and how you can help them ever before, that start seeing you here first up here, bottom of funnel, with the faces out of your companies, expert postings, thought leader ads. Then you will generate leads out of that reach. Yeah, they will land in your CRM. Then they will build up more and more trust and relationship and demand for you, because they will consume your content. They will read the lead magnet. They will read your emails. They will maybe show up in your webinar. You will connect with them on LinkedIn personally. They will see you all over the internet again with your remarketing, advertising, and then also maybe some salesperson calls them, and it's a very nice opening. And that's basically how we usually build such kind of marketing funnels for ourselves as well as for our clients, of course, in order to generate leads on a high quality, continuously below market price. And then your salespeople will be happy because you deliver them ripe bananas more or less each and every day. Okay. Once you have questions around all of that, I'm happy to answer everything. At least I try. And you can also just connect with me on LinkedIn if you have some detailed questions about your specific case. Just feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well.